what we typically find is you're going to compromise somewhere. You're going to have to compromise on contract length, or you're going to compromise on the seniority and the quality of the type of resource that you get, which is really not what you want to do. You want somebody who can come in and hit the ground running. Well, let's maybe start with the permanent side of things. That's generally well understood, and most companies would have benchmarking or salary bands, so they'll have an idea what they would be paying an employee. Right, well, you're also giving that employee leave, so you need to make allowance for that, because the independent is not going to earn if they're not working. So we take that out. Let's say that comes up to a month a year. And you're also going to pay for sick leave. Now, we hope that's not the case, but again, it could be a week or so. Permanent employees would earn a bonus, whereas your independent will not. And then there may be other factors like desk space or office costs, all of which you could factor into a permanent employee, which would not be the case, especially if you got somebody on a remote basis. So all of this you can factor in. And then, of course, you should expect to pay a premium for taking somebody on a contract basis, where you sit with the power to cut that contract short, should you need to. And this is exactly the value of flexible resourcing, the ability to flex up, that's fantastic, but also to flex down. And so there's a cost, an implicit cost to that, and there's value to that. And so when you put all of this together, it's anything from 30 to 50% more than a salary. But you cannot just take salary and compare it to a day rate or an hourly rate, because you're not comparing apples with apples. And I often say the most exposed entrepreneur is an entrepreneur of one, and they live and die by the quality of the work that they've recently done. And so, yes, I mean, they are internally motivated to come in and do a great job for your company. So, as we'd said, in terms of the recruitment cycle, if it takes too long, you really run the risk of losing great talent because they will go somewhere else. It's actually the same once you have decided on somebody, when you start thinking about contracting. Until there's pen on paper, so to speak, it could be electronic these days, but until an independent has a signed contract, they are still open to working anywhere. So one of the things is you need to really work hard with your partners internally to make sure that the contracting process is as speedy as possible. Simple communication is already going to bring some comfort and some peace of mind to a freelancer, but that's not really what they want. They want a contract so that they can know when they're starting, what they're expected to do, that it matches what they were told in terms of what they're expected to do. So the contracting process is something that often takes a bit too long. Then I think it's easy for a hiring manager to feel, I've made a decision. Again, on the permanent side of things, there are then processes that naturally run in terms of contracting, onboarding, and such like. And these are often not as well established, or not established at all in terms of independence. And so contracting is one of them. Then actual infrastructure, things like, do you need to provide them with a laptop? Do you need to source that? Do you need to arrange access, building access? There's all sorts of things like this that you not necessarily think about, but have a direct impact on, can they walk through the doors physically or arrive electronically able to start? And so that's the logistical side of things. And then there's the actual onboarding. Just like with any employee who comes in, where you should be introducing them to the main decision holders and stakeholders, you should be making sure that they know where to find all the right information, be it online, models that they have to use, documents that they need to access, that they just know where to go and who to talk to. And also the incorporation into the team. We're very much moving to a world where hybrid is not just about who's in office or out of office, it's also who's perm and who's not perm. And so they're one team, and they really should be seen as such. So bring them in, introduce them to everybody, make sure that they know who's who. And that's really going to facilitate an excellent start. And as we said, these are people who can come in and hit the ground running. Let's make sure they can do that.